Most people either need or want more income, so the logical next step is to create that income. But in pursuit of this income, which is normally considered passive income or income that's not tied to trading time for money, many road bumps are often encountered. So, first, there are the scams to contend with and to ward off. And then there are the pitches that you listen to that sound great, but then when it comes down to brass tacks and you look at what's really involved, you want to run for the hills. For example, my newest favorite one is the one where they encourage you to become a romance fiction writer with some templated process. And I'm thinking, no, thank you. Although I'm sure it is a good fit for some small cross section of people. But even once you find one or more income opportunities that you can actually see yourself doing, then there are those pesky mindset issues that creep in. And in this video, I'm not going to cover every one of the 4 max wealth limiting mindset categories, but I am going to drill down on some specific beliefs from a few of those 4 categories that are linked to an I don't have mentality. And for those of you who aren't familiar with my MAX acronym, each letter, MAKS, stands for one of the 4 categories of wealth limiting mindsets. So if you'd like to learn more about those and which category is blocking you the most, you can take my Wealth Blocks quiz, which is linked in the description below. For now, let's look at some of the common I don't have statements that crop up when people are considering starting up with a passive income opportunity. Here are a few. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the bandwidth or the focus. I don't have the skills or ability. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the motivation. I don't have the funds to get started. So, in order to not get locked in by these, we need to turn these around and see them from a new perspective. The statement, I don't have the time, can become, I'd have to reprioritize my evenings and weekends for a while to get things going. But I believe it will be worth it because once I start making a lot more income, I don't have to work a 40-hour per week job any longer if I choose not to. And therefore, I'll have a lot more time to be present for my kids, to have a hobby, to travel, and so on. I don't have the energy can become, I'd likely have more energy if I weren't worried about money all the time, which saps the lifeblood out of me. I also might be able to go for a short 10-minute walk a few times a week to get me more energized. I don't have the bandwidth or the focus can become, even though I get overwhelmed with everything on my plate right now, part of that overwhelm is because I don't have a clear plan for focusing my energies. If I knew exactly what to do and could focus on that for 15 minutes at a time, I'd probably feel less overwhelmed because I'd feel in control of at least one area of my life that will eventually lower my stress levels in other areas of my life as well because of the increased amount of income I'll have. I don't have the skills, ability, or knowledge can become, not every income opportunity requires a lot of skill, ability, and knowledge. Plus, there is a ton of free info on the internet. And I bet the person who heads up this opportunity can answer my questions and provide guidance to me along the way. I don't have the motivation can become, if I focus on why it's really important to me to create this financial and lifestyle freedom in my life, that will get me moving. Although I like relaxing, I'm not actually super relaxed when I'm worried about bills in the back of my mind when I'm binge watching a TV series. I really want to be able to rest my mind about financial worries and to have X, Y, and Z in place in my life. And so I can do this next step in my journey to building passive income because I want the long-term benefits more than I want the short-term pseudo sense of relaxation. I don't have the funds to get started can become, well, there are lots of ways people have come up with to make it possible for those without startup funds to get going. Maybe I could just ask to see what possibilities are available to me. I just might be positively surprised at how things could turn out in my favor because I don't want to be in the same position I'm in now a year from now. And If you've heard me discuss mindset issues in depth, I don't like to just shift perspectives and reframe them as I've done above. Although that's a great start, I like to take it to the next level where we identify and clear out the root causes of the wealth limiting mindsets so that they don't creep back into our way of thinking when the old mindset is triggered. And there are specific ways to target and replace wealth limiting mindsets that I address with my Unblock Your Wealth program. I have a link to that program in the description below. And once that happens, where you're targeting and replacing your wealth limiting mindsets that are specific to you, and you know how to spot and then remove your mental blocks to making and attracting greater wealth, well, you're off to the races then, and nothing can stop you as you start to make regularly receivable riches. The moral of the story here is don't let a mindset about the current state of affairs of your life get in the way of you changing those state of affairs so you can have a better future. There is a whole world of options just waiting to be utilized by you to help you achieve your goals. So say goodbye to an I don't have mindset and say hello to an I have so much mindset. And for those of you who I haven't been introduced to yet, I'm Lauren Sonnenberg, and if you were able to benefit from my message here today, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next episode.